Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. A report released by Nationwide Insurance in December of last year stated that Milwaukee's housing market is the third healthiest in the nation, a rank stemming from solid job growth and moderate home price increases. Take Root Milwaukee provides access to free or low-cost professional housing counseling and homeowner resources, and here to tell us more about it is Jessica Noth, who is the program manager for Havenwoods Economic Development Corporation. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well, Jessica. Thank you for being here. And Take Root Milwaukee has been in existence for almost 6 years now. And if you would tell us more about this initiative and how it helps people not only buy homes, but save their homes from foreclosure.
So Take Root Milwaukee started in collaboration between Mayor Barrett and several entities in the city of Milwaukee between 2009 and 2010 in a response to the foreclosure crisis. Milwaukee had several foreclosed homes, and Mayor Barrett and the city and the Urban Economic Development Association, UEDA, realized that they needed to do something to handle this problem. So they built this consortium. What it is, it's a membership-based consortium of lenders, realtors, neighborhood groups, homeownership specialists, which are homeownership counselors, like Housing Resources and Green Path. There's several in the city. And we also have some home inspectors, and they all come together and discuss these issues. The Metropolitan Milwaukee Fair Housing Council, and the City of Milwaukee all have a seat at the table. So they discuss best practices, how we can remediate this foreclosure issue, but also because things have been improving, we've shifted to an even stronger focus on home ownership, sustainable home ownership, and foreclosure prevention. So those are the two main pillars of Take Root Milwaukee.
That's good stuff. And there is a long list of participants who are a part of this process to help make it possible for individuals to, have that home that they've always dreamed of and really educate people on the house buying, the home buying process, because there are a lot of misconceptions, and then some people think that it's a lot easier than it really is. So, I think that being able to have all of these different individuals who represent something different in the housing market really helps the consumer in every way possible.
Yes, it
That's
definitely
true. You are with Havenwoods Economic Development Corporation, as I mentioned. Tell us about what it is you do there and the role they play with Take Root Milwaukee.
So Havenwoods Economic Development Corporation serves a neighborhood on the northwest side of Milwaukee. Okay. Our neighborhood goes from 43rd to 76th and Silver Spring to Good Hope. So we have three main pillars. We have crime prevention, as every neighborhood should. We have business development, and so we have a very large grouping of businesses that work together that are part of the neighborhood and they care about the neighborhood. Long 90-year plus family-owned businesses that, are from a time when Milwaukee was the machine capital of the world, and they really have a vested interest in the neighborhood. And then also we work with the residents to try to increase community pride, stabilize the real estate market in our neighborhood, and just improve the physical appearance. And that's especially drawing residents in to take ownership of their neighborhood because they're the strongest voice in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And it was just about 6 years ago that we witnessed the housing market at its lowest. There were significant foreclosures across the country. And like you said, in the city of Milwaukee, there were a large number of foreclosures, which really does change the scape of a neighborhood. When you have homes that are empty for a long period of time, it could cause negative things to take place. So this is where the city kind of put together this concept to help make a difference. And what would you say, what would you describe today's market as?
So today's market, on the positive side, I think that we have a very thriving market today. In fact, some realtor friends that I know through Take Root just told me how they're ridiculously busy right now showing people homes.
That's a good thing, right?
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Stressful for them, but a good thing, because typically this would not be happening quite yet in the season. Interest rates are still low, so that's really helpful. And there's a lot stronger understanding of I think the need for education to go into the home buying process. So that on the flip side, there is where we're seeing less foreclosures per se. We're seeing more tax foreclosures, and we can talk about that a little bit later from the city's perspective, and how that also brings an opportunity for folks that are coming to our Homeownership Fair. So that's kind of a thing of needing to get this maybe new batch of foreclosed properties that have been foreclosed in a different way, into the market and getting homeowners into those homes.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just mentioned the Homeownership Fair that's going to be taking place coming up on Saturday, March 26th. Why don't you give us the details on that and how the viewers can take part in it?
So this is our, I believe, 4th year of having the Take Root Milwaukee Homeownership Fair, and this was started in partnership between Take Root and the City of Milwaukee. The last few events we've had at the Italian Community Center, and this year we are going to be having it at the State Fair Expo Center in collaboration with the Home and Garden Show.
Wow.
That's put on by the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors. So we're really excited about that. This is a fair to especially promote home ownership. We will have several lenders. All the big lenders in the city will be there, as well as some smaller banks. They'll be there to talk about packages that they have that can fit the needs of different people. We'll also have home ownership counselors there and specialists. We will have realtors there so that people can have an opportunity to talk to realtors, ask them about the process. We will have neighborhoods there. So I'm part of the Havenwoods neighborhood, and we really want to give neighborhoods of the city of Milwaukee an opportunity to have a booth and talk to the participants of the fair about what is really special about their neighborhood. Because, we hear a lot about Summerfest, we hear a lot about downtown. Milwaukee has a fantastic downtown. We have a great art museum. Our domes are fabulous.
Right.
But there's little pockets in each neighborhood of these hidden gems that people don't realize. In fact, a colleague of mine who lives in the outside suburbs, she moved to Milwaukee recently, and now she's working for a South Side neighborhood called Layton Boulevard West Neighbors. And she said if she had known about Layton Boulevard West Neighbors on the south side of Milwaukee before they moved to their house in the suburbs, she would have lived there on the south side of Milwaukee.
So there is an importance that goes into this home ownership fair, not only just the education of understanding of some of the responsibility that goes along with owning a home, but really showcasing what the city of Milwaukee and surrounding areas has to offer. And everybody has a different taste and a different idea of what they want their neighborhood to be like. So I think it's a great opportunity for people to come out and take advantage of. Again, it's happening on Saturday, March 26th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the State Fair Expo Center. And as Jessica mentioned, it's the same time as the Greater Milwaukee Association of Realtors Home and Garden Show. So if you want a home, then there's a lot of things that can definitely encourage that when they go into the Home and Garden Show.
Yep, definitely. Yeah. They can come to our fair, which there will be workshops upstairs. So we're upstairs from the Home and Garden Show. We start a little bit early, so if you come to the fair, our fair first, you don't have to deal with all the crowds. And then later on, you can move down to the Home and Garden Show, where there's huge garden displays and all sorts of things that you can learn about how to do with your home and possible contractors. One thing that's of huge value at our fair are the workshops that will be there. And one is on the home buying process and one is on the home rehab process. The home buying process, it's very important to understand that before you purchase a home. And it really can empower somebody, especially somebody that maybe thinks they really can't ever own a home. They probably can.
Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way. And that's where you have a lot of different lenders that are there to specifically talk to people about what their situation may be and what could best work for them, depending on what it is they offer. And when you talk about people feeling like they can never own a home, maybe they had bad credit in the past, or they're trying to rebuild their credit, whatever the case may be, you've got counselors who are able to help them with that scenario as well. Yeah.
So we have a significant portion of our Take Root members, a very important portion, are our home ownership specialists. Also, people have called them home ownership counselors. And they work with foreclosure prevention for people who already have homes and are maybe in a difficult spot. But then they also work with home buying education. Some folks, maybe their credit score isn't high enough, or maybe they don't have their finances in order. We would still love those people to come to this fair and learn about the home buying process and talk to these homeownership specialists, because you can get into credit building classes. In fact, our neighborhood, Havenwoods neighborhood, has financial wellness seminars, and homeowners and people who have never owned a home come, and they get a really exciting discussion with a specialist of how can I improve my credit score? How can I prepare to purchase a home? Because really, somebody is maybe paying $800, $900, over $1,000 every month for rent.
Yep.
They could have a home that's bigger than their apartment and maybe be paying $500, $600, $700 a month, plus they own that home and they're building wealth. So we really want to make people aware that it's a possibility for them, but then also prepare them so that when they do purchase their home, they're ready and it's a strong purchase. And that's what they can find out about at the fair.
Yeah, and I wanted to quickly mention that buying rehabs or flipping homes, that's a very popular thing these days, especially after going through the whole foreclosure crisis. The city of Milwaukee actually offers forgivable loans for rehabs, and these loans could be as much as $20,000.
Correct.
Yeah, that's something that people can definitely look into. And we watch I watch all the shows on HGTV, and they show these homes that need rehabbing, and people are like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? And then once they put those dollars in, it's absolutely beautiful. And that's the same scenario that the city of Milwaukee wants people to realize, is that with some money, you can make that house anything you want it to be.
Yes, so there are a lot of fantastic homes available with the City of Milwaukee, and the City of Milwaukee will be there, City Real Estate. They'll have a list and probably several pictures of the homes that they have right now. They have some that are purchase ready or move-in ready, just because the house is. They have others that they have rehabbed, and they've done a great job, and it's really neat to see what they've done to these homes. And then they also have homes that are definite fixer-uppers. I personally have looked at several, because that's what I personally would love to do, is buy a fixer-upper and get that $20,000, because a lot of times some of these forgivable loans are based on income, and this one is not based on income.
That's
as
great
long as it's a Milwaukee home.
Well, great information you've shared with us today. Thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Jessica Noth is the program manager for Havenwoods Economic Development Corporation. For more information on Take Root Milwaukee and their upcoming Homeownership Fair, log on to takerootmilwaukee.com. That's going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I do hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues, Milwaukee. Have a great day.